It's rare that I get to come to you guys and happily tell you that I was wrong and the mod Arthur did do the thing that I thought he did not do. So let me give you some backstory. This Pokemon here, Ledian, we all love it, right? In the main games, in the canon games, it is weak as all get out, has basically no offensive stats whatsoever. In this game, it got a 95 attack stat and 105 speed. Is pretty sweet, especially going with things like Iron Fist, which has 30% in this game, Raging Boxer, which allows it to hit twice. And then you even get a new fighting type, which it covers with aerodynamics, making it basically immune to fighting um, instead of having a 4x weakness, or excuse me, flying instead of having a 4x weakness. So lots of good stuff going on with Ladian. So why was I upset with Ladian? Why did I call it one of my biggest disappointments? And I'm going to go ahead and retract that. It is a great Pokemon. Why did I call it that though? Well, I said because Ariados got a brand new evolution and Lydian did not, that it was a bit of a disappointment. But I've come to see the error of my ways. See, Lydian did get something new. However, it's not an evolution. Instead, it got a paradox form, a future paradox form by the name of Ironheart. Now, this thing, oh my god, this thing is sweet. All right, so you notice it has a steel bug type. So think Scizor, think not really Fortress, more Scizor, but it is fast. It's a base 112 speed, still has 122 attack. Um, it does come with that 4x fire weakness, but no other weaknesses of note. And unlike Ladian, it does not get rid of its 4x weakness. So you do actually have to deal with your 4x weakness here. Um, what I think this comes down to is you have to choose what your poison is here. So Ladian does not get the extra 80 actually base stat total because it has a base stat total of 490, and Ariados's evolution gets a base stat total of 550, so it gets 60 more than Ladian. But Ladian does outright negate its 4x weakness, but it still has to deal with its other weaknesses, some of which it doesn't really have uh a good cover for. Like let's say you want to cover fairy, how are you going to cover fairy? You don't really have anything here to do so. And both your stabs aren't very effective. You can cover psychic with your bug stab. You can cover fire with your seismic fist to some extent, and thunder punch for the flyers. But you really have nothing for fairy. That is Ledian's biggest downfall. So it has nothing for fairy. Whereas over here with Ironheart, your only real problem is fire, and you still get that same combo: seismic fist for fire types that are grounded, and Thunder Punch for Charizard and the like, Moltres as well. So you can cover your big fire weakness. Is it going to be perfect? No, there's always going to be things that you have to look out for, especially those things that come with levitate or with air balloons. But for the most part, you've covered yourself. It's not like Scizor is out here not being OU because of his 4x fire weakness, right? Um, and then it gets different abilities as well. So on top of having 80 extra points in base stat total, now it's got Raging Boxer, which was the double tapping with 40 extra damage, with Pollinate. So now all of its normal type attacks automatically become bug type. On Ladian, that was a chosen ability, but on this, it's just baked in. So now instead of using Insect Impact, you just go up and straight up use Mega Punch. That becomes a stab bug type move, and he gets a little bit of extra damage on top of that. Or you could use something like Comet Punch. Again, becomes bug type, it gets priority. Uh, Extreme Speed is also there. And then when you look at the punches, remember that they're also going to get buffed by that Raging Boxer and the Iron Fist. So, yeah, and Vitality Strike for that matter. So, you're getting Vitality Strike, which is a unique ability to this. Vitality Strike allows it to heal for 10% of the damage dealt by punching moves. So, that's pretty neat. Um, gets Drain Punch, so you just add more to that if you want to. Quark Drive, if you were watching the episode about the best chews in the game, you would know that we got some pretty good setters. You probably haven't seen the episode about Pachirisu yet, the best Pikachu clones, but um, he Pachirisu can also set up your electric terrain as well. So between Alolan Raichu and Pachirisu, you have some pretty good setters. There are other ones in the game. I'm just not going. I just haven't gone through the entire Pokedex yet, right? Um, I was actually surprised to see this. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I was wrong. We gotta fix this now. We gotta release a follow up video. Um, and then you get to pick, right? So yeah, Quark Drive is cool, but now you get to pick. Iron Fist is probably going to be the go to, just because you don't even get stab on this Mach Punch with parry. I could, and then on top of that, you need to get hit with a contact. I don't think that makes sense. Mode Breaker, again, it's not exactly like a lot of things. I don't even know if there is a ability that eats steel moves or eats bug moves in this game, like a Sap Sipper or a Storm Drain. But for those two types, I think those don't really exist, so that's not really a problem. At most, this could help you with levitating fire types. Make sure you can hit those super effectively with Seismic Fist. But if you're not getting the 30% damage buff from Iron Fist, it's still, your main purpose is to punch things with this Ironheart Ladian, right? So I don't think there's a value or purpose in hitting things less hard um, with you can use it if you want to. If you specifically want to take down one levitating fire type, you can go for it. But for the most part, you want to stick to Iron Fist. That's going to be your main get down. But yeah, that's all I wanted to. That's all I wanted to cover. Um, yeah, just this is cool. This is a great Pokemon. I think it does. I think it is a better version of Lydian. I think it is better than Lydian. I think Lydian was already usable by itself. If you catch one early on, I think at Route 104 is where you're able to catch it. It's good. I don't know. There's no location data on Ironheart, so I have no idea where you're able to catch this. So you might be stuck going through the entire game with Lydian, and then later on in post game or something, this becomes available to you. I do not know how that works out, but I do know that is freaking awesome looking. That the power armor is amazing. I don't care if they do it as a future paradox or as a evolution. This would be great for like the mainline actual Pokemon games. I love this as a altered Lydian concept. This is dope. So shout out to the mod author. Again, when I put it on my list of the big disappointments, it was like it's not really a disappointment. It's just that I wish there was something that lined up with the Lydian evolution, because those are two Pokemon that were tied to their releases in Gold and Silver, so it would make sense that they get evolutions at the same time. And even though this isn't an evolution, this is dope. So I count it. It's good enough. And on top of that, it's stronger, has a higher base stat total than the Ariados evolution, so it counts. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, leave a thumbs up, like button, blah, blah, blah. As always, I've been me. You've been awesome. Peace. It's been Squirrel.